Hi, Suburban family. When I woke up this morning, I was thinking about times in the past when God has asked me to do something and I've stepped out in obedience, or when God's told me he was going to do something in my life and how faithful he's been. And so I wanted to share that with you today. The first thing that I thought about was when God asked me to go to Southeast Asia on a 6-week short-term mission trip. And when it was time to apply, it was either really close to the deadline or it was after the deadline, but with some help with some friends, I was able to get into the program. And then I raised the support in a really short amount of time. And before I knew it, I was on a plane with a bunch of people that I didn't know to Southeast Asia. And another time was on a New Year's Eve. And I was thinking about the year past and the year to come. And I felt like God's like, transition's coming your way. And I'm going to break down lies that you believe in and fill you with the truth. I said, oh, okay, God, that's great. But it was a hard year. God had transition, and it wasn't in the way that I thought. And when God breaks down lies in your life, it takes a lot of hard work, and then he fills you with the truth. But God stretched me, and he helped me grow so much that year, and through just other people in my life helping me and encouraging me as well. And then the next one was when I felt like God was asking me to go back to school to work on my master's in Christian leadership. And I was like, God, no, I think you've got the wrong girl. I can't do this. I'm going to fail. I even sat in the wrong classroom the first morning. But God's been so faithful in that. Yeah, it's been hard and it's been challenging at times, but he's taught me a lot, and he's been able to take what I've learned and use it in my ministry to other people as well. And so that's been so cool and encouraging. And the last one was about a month ago when I felt like God's like, don't sign the lease on your apartment, and while you're finishing school, I want you to find a place that's a little cheaper to live so you can save some money. It's been almost exactly a month later, and I just moved into a new place yesterday. In the last month, it's kind of felt like a whirlwind, but God's been faithful in the midst of all that. And this morning, I was thinking also about the life of Abram, and God often likes to remind me of the life of Abram. And I was thinking about his call when God said, go forth from your people, from your land, from everything you know, to a new place that I'm going to show you. And Abraham stepped out in obedience and followed God. And I know at times, if you continue to read the story, it was hard and it was challenging. But in the midst of that, God remained faithful to him, even in the hard times. And he blessed Abram, and he did exactly what he was going to do. And I can look back in my own life and through those examples that I was sharing, and I can see and look at the times that were hard and they were challenging. But in the midst of that, God's been so faithful, and he's blessed me, and he's done exactly what he's told me he was going to do. And I think it's such a good reminder in the midst of right now when everything can feel uncertain and everything changes so quickly, to remember that as we are being obedient and as we're walking with God, even though when it's hard and it's challenging, that God is still faithful to us and he still blesses us. And so today I want to encourage you just to take some time to remember the times that God's been faithful to you in your life and different ways that he has blessed you. Thanks so much for joining us.